literally live all over the bloody place. We are. It says we're live.
We are live.
Yeah. How are you? So nice to speak to you.
I'm really well, actually. Enjoying this beautiful weather.
Do you know, I'm loving all the hair. I'm just thinking, because you're a chef, so I'm always.
You never see my hair.
I don't think I've ever seen your hair.
This is it.
Yeah, I'm really impressed. Okay, hang on a minute. My the Instagram is not working, and tell me how you're doing while I rework the whole Instagram thing.
Sure. So I've been at home now just 3 weeks.
Yeah, you've had to close Tredwells, right?
Yes, we had to close. We kept open for just over a week doing deliveries.
Yeah.
And so groceries as well as meals and meal kits, recipe kits. But I just felt a bit too conflicted asking the team to travel in, which is why I decided to just put a stop on everything. So,
but I mean, it's that whole thing of actually being in a restaurant. It just feels like God only knows what that feels like for you, right?
Yeah, it's a very weird feeling going in there when it's completely empty. Everything's kind of stocked away. It's really eerie. It's really eerie. So,
and I'm sorry, because it must feel like shit too.
It does, but on the flip side, I think this is an opportunity for everybody. I think for me, I've not had a chance to pause very much in the last 15 years. So
I was going to say, have you ever taken time off?
I've never taken 3 weeks off.
No, me neither.
Not even two, actually. So, and I haven't. This is the most time I've ever really spent in my flat as well. So it's been really.
I can see
getting to know it. I was like, wow. I had to rearrange my whole kitchen so it was actually usable. Because I didn't pre this, I didn't really cook at home much. So.
Well, why would you? It's kind of your job, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's been a very a good change of pace.
Yeah. Good. I'm really pleased. I wanted to talk to you. Well, I wanted to talk to you because I love Tredwells and I love you. And I mean, honestly, my favorite thing to do in the world is to come to your restaurant. It just is permanently, all the time. It's just one of those things. I just don't even know how to tell you how much I love it. It's because every time I leave, they say leave a review, and I'm like, yes, I'll leave a review, which I never do because I'm just like I can't be bothered to do that. But one of the things that you have this knack that you take really normal food and you make it like taste phenomenal. And I mean, I'm like getting to the stage where because my food is normally so healthy, I'm actually going the opposite to everybody and I'm headed for junk food because I really am. I'm kind of like, somebody just shoot the shit out of me because I'm sitting here eating the same stuff again and I'm bored with it. I am actually bored with it. I want help. Well, A, B, I ordered, did you go through that bit where you ordered everything because you thought you weren't going to get a delivery?
No, I didn't.
Because you have the kitchen delivery people.
Yeah, we still had our suppliers. So I was fine.
Right. Okay, so I hate you on that one. We'll just park that over here.
Yeah, we'll just put that over there for now.
Yeah, we'll just put that over here.
That was 3 weeks ago, though.
Say again?
That was 3 weeks ago.
So what are you doing now?
Now I am shopping. I've got shops local to me, and I've discovered, some great little independent shops as well.
Right? What
about trying to support those more so than supermarkets, really.
Yeah, I'm finding that I'm popping into like the mom and pop. I feel American here. The mom and pop shop.
Mom and pop shop.
Mom and pop. I'm really enjoying it because there's things like, being Indian, of course, is trying to find chapati flour because my mother wants this stuff. I found it on eBay for £120 for 10 kilograms.
Flour is probably the hardest thing to get hold of right now.
It's so funny because it never occurred to me because I had enough and it's not something I use a lot, kind of, and then I went looking for it and I was like, somebody shoot me now. They're really,
it's been crazy. I literally managed to I've been making a lot of sourdough. It's been one of my little projects. And I managed the supplier I use for the restaurant, they do deliveries everywhere. So I managed to, they literally open their website once a week at 9 a.m. on a Tuesday. And by about 9:10, it's all gone.
Finished.
All gone. and they are like so they mill their flour there, so they're literally milling and packing like non-stop. So it's lovely to see stories like that.
That would be 9 to 5. It'll all be gone. Let's just not mention it. Yeah, a couple of our suppliers that do that, they're kind of like, yeah, there's no delivery. The delivery slot went about 30 seconds after it opened.
I know, it's crazy.
So we had, I mean, okay, so now I've got like 6 kilograms of flour. I don't know how to even store flour. I mean, how do you store it? I've never bought that much flour.
Airtight. As long as it's airtight, it'll be fine.
It doesn't matter.
Dry. Somewhere dry.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
So what are the things that people can do to not waste food? Because like, I think I have 10 bags of celery and I was like, I'll have celery juice. And somebody assumed me, I really hate it.
You see, I love celery, so I wouldn't.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a limit to how much of it you can eat, because I over-ordered the damn thing because I thought it wasn't gonna. I know. How do we? Okay, just let's help us to make food more interesting for all of us.
There's so many ways, and I think it's for me. I cook low waste. The restaurant's about 0 waste pretty much anyway, and I think at this time as well, it's almost more important because obviously you don't want to be leaving the house often.
No.
Only for essentials. So yeah. I think it's about, and we're very lucky that the weather started to warm up as well, because that also allows, people are happy to have things raw, more kind of fresh salads and things. But I think there's numerous ways of preparing things. I think one of the biggest things with cooking, and especially veg, and I think people get this with meat and fish, but not so much with vegetables, is in order for you to get maximum kind of flavor out of them, you need to caramelize them in some way. And by that, I just mean, pan frying, roasting. You've got to get that caramelization, that browning on the outside, which actually gives it the sweetness and gives it the flavor. So if you think of cauliflower, and if you boil cauliflower, kind of tastes a bit soapy. It's not particularly delicious.
That boring food shit. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. But when you roast it, some oil, some salt, some spices, or not even, just the change in texture and the change in flavor is so different. And I always give the analogy for people that eat meat that you wouldn't ever steam a steak and eat it. So why do we think it's okay to do that with vegetables?
Well, yeah, true. Because cauliflower, for example, has that gorgeous taste when it's raw, because it has like that peppery flavor when it's raw. And you can do the most wonderful things with it, and pumpkin seeds and salads and all kinds of stuff. But this boiling crap, I mean, like boiled cauliflower should be shot. And like whoever makes that shit should be shot too. It's like,
I know.
disgusting.
It's sad. I find it quite sad. But I think having a fridge full of, well, not even full, but having a few little go-to things that you can then mix with other things. Harissa paste is one of my kind of go-tos.
Oh, how do you use harissa paste? Because I have some, but I think I just look at it. No, really.
So brush the cauliflower with it. Brush it on the cauliflower.
Because harissa is like, it's a slight mix of it's like a Lebanese flavor, right?
Yes. Yeah. So chili, spicy, kind of smoky, sweet. So you can mix it with some coconut yogurt or with some sour cream, use it as dressing, even just add a little bit to a vinaigrette. But yeah, just roasting. I mean, aubergine harissa are like a match made in heaven. Literally roast, brush the aubergine, bit of oil, roast it in the oven. So delicious. Or even just in a, if you make kind of a stir fry type thing. I actually had some the other night. I had some cauliflower that I'd made for something else, some roasted cauliflower, so I used that the next day. Kind of just heated the cauliflower in the pan, and it was miso, which is another one.
So yeah, I like white miso, right? I love it. I put it in not curries, but in my brain, that's what I mean by curry, like a Thai green curry or something that you make with a liquid. I put miso always in that because it's phenomenal.
Yeah. And even if you just let down the miso with a bit of water and use it to stir fry veg, so asparagus it's just literally
by the end of the How are you not as fat as a house, honestly?
Well, there is that, but exercise.
Yes. Are you working out at home?
Yes. So I've got a little kind of setup where I bought a spin bike actually just as this was about to happen. Because I thought I'd go a bit stir crazy. Not Peloton, but I do the Peloton app. So I do the Peloton
nice bike
on my little, on my kind of, it's not as flash as the kind of Peloton, but it does the trick. And I've got, do some kind of resistance bodyweight stuff and some running. So yeah.
That's pretty good. I live in one of these old English kind of tall houses, and the children, I mean, when I have, because I have my two daughters, I mean, I work out a lot, so they kind of get, I mean, I feel like the house is going to break down because you can just hear this thumping noise as people do burpees and stuff, you know.
I know.
And there's nowhere else to do it. So this is the way it's going to be. But I'm like underneath going, oh my God, I have visions literally of the ceiling falling in.
I know. So I jump up on a little table and I do squats off it as well. And I'm like, am I going to break this?
Yeah, you see.
So, but you know, you've got to do what you've got to do.
I'm like, I hope it's bloody reinforced. I mean, it's lived this long, right? It should just, oh no, it gives me actually hives just thinking about it, because what else are you going to do, right? You're not going to go on the goddamn pavement, and the garden is paved, so that doesn't really, there's me and whatever the wildlife is out there, and I don't want to do that. Okay, so so what you're saying is using back to the food, using stuff like harissa and miso are good for adding like depth of flavor, aren't they?
Exactly. And if you want something that's kind of quick and easy, then they're in the fridge, they're there ready to go. And as you say, like just add a little bit of miso to any soup as well, because the flavor that it imparts is like so good, that really savory deliciousness. And I think using just getting a bit creative. And I think I don't really believe in use by dates. Controversial, I know, but also just check, like if something has expired, supposedly smell it, honestly. And if you've got a cold fridge, chances are things are going to last a lot longer than they say. So
they do. And I always give it like a week's mileage off of the sell-by, and then check and see. But in I mean, I'm not a meat eater, but my son is, and he was saying to me that before lockdown, meat that actually had a sell-by date, you could always go a few days past, and now in lockdown you can't. It literally doesn't even go a day past the sell-by date. Like, and it's organic meat, and on the day of the sell-by, he's like, it's finished. You can't eat it.
Wow.
Which is really interesting. So I wonder how long they're keeping it.
Yeah.
In the chain.
Cycle. And I think just having things in your fridge as well. So if you've got leftovers, as you say, with non-meat items or things that aren't high risk, they can stay in there for kind of 4 days and they'll be fine. So even if you kind of get sick of having cauliflower, for instance, you've cooked them off, you've roasted them off, it's fine to last, if it's cooked in the fridge, it's fine to be in there for a few days and then have it kind of 4 days later and have something a bit interesting with it. I did mine the other night with just some beaten eggs, made a kind of omelette, put some chopped coriander, loads of harissa paste on top, and it was super delicious.
So, but soup, that's actually a very good point, because how long do we keep things? Because soup you can keep longer, can't you?
It depends what you've got. I mean, the kind of rules in the restaurant in terms of actually food safety, obviously things with a high protein content are a higher risk. So
you mean in terms of meat, fish, or you're talking about vegetables?
So no, vegetables are fine, but in terms of eggs or dairy or mayonnaise, things like that, if they've got a higher protein content, it's not really your issue. But I think rice is probably the one that's a bit dodgy reheating. So you've got to make sure you do reheat it right to 100 degrees to kill any potential bacteria. But I think it's always, again, having things, try and use up what's in your fridge and get a bit creative with it. And if it is creating an omelette, or it's a curry, or it's a soup, or something from your leftovers, and it's at least you've tried. And if you make it and it's horrendous, then at least you've tried. But I think
I love that at least you tried.
Exactly. And herbs are a huge one. Fresh
herbs.
That
was going to be my next thing, because I discovered thyme, which I mean, I know this sounds really stupid, but I had never really I don't cook, so I come hang out with you, because it's not really something that I don't exactly enjoy it, and I'm blessed by many people around me who love to cook. Thank God for all of them. But thyme was phenomenal. I've sort of had to learn to cook recently, because like if I want to eat the damn thing, I've got to make it. I mean, we did it a few years ago recently, but what do you talk to me about the primary herbs we can use to make food more interesting?
Well, I think another point to that is actually what can you grow really easily.
Yeah, mint, parsley. I have thyme.
Rosemary. You've got rosemary, thyme, parsley.
Can't grow coriander. It never fucking.
No.
The language. It never lasts. Oops.
I know. Mint's a good one. But I think if you can do those and just have a little pot in your garden, then, you know, and if you're just infusing things with the flavor, so you can infuse some oil. So just gently heat some oil, add the rosemary or the thyme into it, and just let it sit for about 20 minutes until it needs a bit of heat to get it going.
Yeah.
But a splash of that into anything, like onto your vegetables and salad dressings, just really does kind of elevate it completely. And
Oh, wow.
you know, fresh chopped parsley is just so delicious. You know, you can't go wrong with it, and it's easy to grow.
Yes, yeah, I never understood parsley because I always thought parsley was coriander gone wrong. Because I'm like, they look the same, but they don't taste the same.
No,
it's really weird. I'm like, what is that stuff? I don't know. I'll take the coriander. So
yeah,
the parsley because it's kind of something I learned to put in salad. See, I'm like being really open about this, but yeah, I learned to put parsley in salads.
yeah, but it's delicious.
Parsley. I mean, like, what should I do with parsley?
You can make salsa verde. So
how?
If you've got a blender, but even I don't have a blender, so I'm just using my NutriBullet, and it's perfect. So salsa verde, it's kind of, you can do it. I made some the other day because I had some parsley to use up. I had some tarragon, and then I put in some capers, some gherkins, and some lemon, and a bit of oil, and it keeps in the fridge for kind of at least a week. And just add a little bit into salads, make it a dressing with it, into, you know, a mayonnaise or a coconut yogurt, and it just really kind of gives a real zing.
Ooh, nice. We have an Indian version of that with tamarind.
Yes.
And you make tamarind and you squeeze the tamarind, take the water out, then mix it with water and put in ground cumin, some chili, some salt.
So delicious.
And some coriander, and then blitz it, and some green pepper, and it is just like, oh my gosh, that stuff.
So tasty.
That sounds like the salsa verde thing you're talking about.
Yeah. And I think having, again, like things like capers and gherkins in your fridge as well, they just to add a little bit of a kick, especially to salads, or again, to blend into things. And I think capers are a great one because they just give you a little salty kind of hit. And you can also use the brine from them as well. If you're, for instance, pickling cauliflower, just strain off some of the brine, just bring it to a very kind of low temperature, pop the cauliflower on that for about 10 minutes, and it will be super delicious. And then again, you're kind of reusing something that would have gone down the drain originally.
I did the other thing that I wanted to ask you about was with olives. I blitzed a bunch of olives, and I was like, I don't quite know what tapenade is, but that was phenomenal as a paste.
Yeah.
That and bread and tomatoes. No one's going to be listening to us. They're all going to be just dying of hunger. Yeah.
I know, but yeah, olives, anything with like a huge hit of flavor, olives, gherkins, capers, like they can just transform something really, really easily. And as you say, just blitz them up into a paste and just keep it in the fridge.
What else can you do with like an olive paste?
You can, it's good on pizza. Yeah, homemade pizza. You can also brush vegetables with it, roast them. So aubergine, cauliflower, we keep talking about cauliflower, onions, roasted onions, so delicious. One of my favorite things. Yeah. Like lots of heat, and they just go caramelize, they go so sweet. And that with the olive paste, oh, that would be so delicious.
Oh my God, that sounds so good. I've done that with aubergines and pesto.
Yes.
And aubergines and tapenade, and put them in the oven and kind of like just there.
That's as you say, just on toast, flatbreads. You can just add a little bit of the tapenade to a vinaigrette, shake it up, pour it over your salad.
Ooh, that sounds so good. I wanted to ask you, because I have your book Planted, which is phenomenal. But when I look at some of this stuff, I'm like, how do you come up with this stuff? I mean, like, it's like taking, it's honestly, guys, you got to go and get this book. And it's a little bit like going, here's a lipstick and here's a telephone. And then I'm going to put it together and I'm going to make a space rocket. I don't know what to tell you. It's like so out of this world. I mean, you just have, where do you start with that? Do you start with the idea, or do you start with the food, or do you start with the taste, or what?
I think I generally start with all three of those things sometimes. And it'll be right, okay, I want to use asparagus. So what do I know goes well with asparagus in my head? or what's something that can just, you know, elevate it in some respect. That's something that you kind of don't necessarily expect, you know, miso with asparagus, or something that you kind of can give it a roundness as well, a roundness of flavor. And when you're eating it, you kind of think, there's something really interesting in this, or what is that flavor? And I think that's where, you know, kind of the standard salt, acid, heat, and fats come into it as well, because they play a huge part in the overall, I guess, satisfaction and deliciousness of a dish.
They do. I never understood that. And then I remember I went and I did a raw chef course at the Living Life Institute. And it was the first time they told me that actually having fat enables the flavor to travel across your mouth or something like that. I'm sure there's a more technical way of doing that. But it really made me...
Yeah, and if you think of, you know, when you feel really satisfied after a meal, you've kind of had, you know, if you're eating something and it's too much of one of those things, if it's too spicy, if it's too fatty, if it's too sweet, if it's too acidic, if it's too salty. But actually, if you have a little bit of all of those, and that's where acid can kind of really lift something as well. So different vinegars, such as, you know, I mean, white wine vinegar is great, cider vinegar, but also things like rice wine vinegar, which is a bit more, it's a bit less astringent.
Yeah, I really struggle with very sharp vinegary taste.
Yeah, lemon juice is great. Lime juice, obviously lime's a bit kind of softer. So I think just thinking of those little acid, and that's where things like gherkins and capers come in, because they add a little bit of that as well. And if it's just kind of that, you know, every bite kind of gives you a rounded sense of satisfaction, then that's what it's all, that's kind of how I process it in my mind when I'm thinking of dishes and developing dishes.
That's so cool, because I mean, it is really, really hard to just come up with loads. Have you done any loads of recipes? Finish the sentence. Have you done any YouTube videos of you cooking?
Yeah, I've done a couple in the last few weeks actually, just so people can see.
Where do I find them?
On my website actually.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
No.
Go set one up.
Question. Yes, there we go.
This is going to be we're live
on the list.
Yeah, go and just set up a YouTube channel. Next time you're on your bike, press some buttons.
Yeah,
it's really easy. And then
my list is so long at the moment of things I have to do each day. It's crazy.
Yes. Why are we so busy?
I know.
What the hell is that all about?
I don't know. It's kind of good in some ways.
But I have to find, I mean, are you drinking more than normal?
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to actually judge how much alcohol's going in, because I've decided to now do, no, seriously. I've now do a drinking day and a non-drinking day, because I can't go. Because they're just
really good.
Yeah, it has to, well, I've always done that because I'm a super bloody lightweight. But there just has to be a system to this crap. Otherwise, every day I wake up and I'm like, I get to this time of day and I'm kind of like, oh, and then my phone's ringing. I get to this time of day and I'm kind of like, okay, where's that drink? You know, there have been days where I've been planning my martini by 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, totally. And because for me, I always associate days off with being at home is a day off for me, which means having a drink.
You see, that's
so it's like
hard.
Now that's happening for like 3 weeks. So,
but what are you doing? Today. Are you drinking every day, or?
I'm not having a drink today.
I am.
I'm having a day off today.
I'm having not only so I have all these teenagers in the house, and my daughter works in a pub to pay her way through university, the bits that I'm not paying for, and so I ordered a hot pink cocktail shaker, and I got a little thingy, and then the cocktail, and they're hot.
I love it.
Hot pink. They're like this. No, they're a bit like this color. You can't see me, can you? Here, somewhere. This pink. I mean, my fingers are all off the camera. And yeah, so they made margaritas, and which was nice. But I didn't realize not margarita. Was it margaritas? Yeah, I didn't realize they had Cointreau as well as tequila in them. And then I had 2, and I think I was really on my way to the 3rd. And then I thought, maybe not now. And then they made pina coladas, and then I'm kind of like, so my night is going to be a cocktail, and then they're so annoying because they're so young. I mean, they're old enough to drink clearly, but they're so young, so they have the recovery of that age.
So
and I'm like dying in the corner.
No, I have found the solution.
What is that, sweetie? Leave home?
No, organic wine.
You have that in Tredwells.
There is no, you feel nothing the next day.
See, I can't do that. I can do that with vodka, but I can't. Wine just, I cannot. It's just something about wine that just doesn't. I'm clean on. I'm good on clean spirits, but I can't do wine.
Ah, interesting.
But I'll come to Tredwells and when it's open, and we'll go and have some wine. I'll let you know the day after. Yeah, but But actually, I was seriously considering alcohol poisoning, and then I was like, okay, so what we're gonna do is not do this. Are you living alone?
Yes.
Oh my God, how is that?
It's actually fine. I mean, it's fine. I can I've got loads of things to do. I've got a little terrace so I can get outside space. Good. I'm cooking a lot. I'm cleaning a lot.
Yeah, well, you just found all this stuff because now you're looking at it.
I know. And now there's all this dust everywhere. So that's got a bit obsessive compulsive, but anyway.
Yeah. Somewhere like being a chef at the same time, obsessive compulsive chef.
Yeah.
But I do think that this lockdown has divided us into people that are okay being on their own and people who are not at all okay with it.
Yes.
It's really interesting. I have people that are sending me messages going, I actually did not understand how much of a people person I was. Whereas and I think you're a bit like this because of the way that you operate, but I'm a complete hermit. I'm like, I was kind of like, nah, I'm stuck in my house and I'm on my own. And I'm like, I mean, I miss seeing my colleagues kind of.
Yeah.
But even then we have our meeting once a day and I move on and I see the kids a lot more because they can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So the first few weeks that was really delightful. And then I was just like, somebody just shoot me. I did get to the stage where I was like, can I move out? Can I just move out? Please. The basement has a little, like apartment type thing. And my son is there. I'm like, I'll pay you to move back in. He said no.
Did he?
Yeah.
You're the boss.
Right? He is bigger than me, but yeah, it didn't really go very well. Yeah, but
yeah, you're right. There's people that are for me because I've not actually spent much time at home either. This is a novelty for me.
Yeah.
So it's actually something that's I've been enjoying it.
Good. It was fantastic to talk to you, my love. And I'm going to go and make sure the harissa I have is still alive so I can do stuff with it.
Yeah, do.
And then I was just thinking I have asparagus. Is the plural of asparagus, is that asparagus? Or is it asparagus? I'm just asking for a friend.
It's just asparagus.
I have a lot of asparagus. I'm thinking miso.
I love asparagus.
Yeah.
So delicious.
It's so funny. I grew up in Africa, so we didn't have any of these things.
No.
We didn't have asparagus. Artichoke. Artichoke was a revelation. I'm like, what the hell are you doing with that thing? They're like, you pull this off and you eat the bit and then you throw it away. I'm like, that is such a waste. Who does that?
So good though.
Artichoke blew my mind for a very, very long time.
Yes.
Until I got my head around it. So these are really British kind of vegetables that I've learned to really love.
Yeah. Asparagus is incredible. So delicious.
Yum.
We'll enjoy your asparagus.
Get really bored, sweetie. I mean, because I think it's a lot quieter where you are than where I am. So,
yes, I think so.
I'm looking forward to seeing you in person, sweetie.
I know.
Thank you.
Well, enjoy your cocktails.
Yeah, I mean, it's 6 o'clock. They ration me. I'm not allowed near them. So.
That's good. I always start at 5, so you're doing well.
No. They ration me because I'm a lightweight. Because they give me one in 15 minutes. I'm off my head, and they're like, "What a waste of time." So they start, and then they ration me. So yeah, it's a sad life, but someone has to do it.
Exactly right. And when are we ever going to be? This is never going to happen again. So we need to make most of it.
We should make the most of it, right? I'm seriously, we should just enjoy the whole process, except that I've had a lot of enjoyment with my children and I feel like unenjoying the children. I think I may go for a walk. I pulled the bicycle out and dusted it down because I was like, this is an essential way of escaping the kids. But I'm quite grateful mine is so much older because they just don't speak to me all the time. Whereas, 3 years old, 5 years old, I really feel for these people.
I know. So do I. It's very hard work.
You have small kids, we love you. And you have another drink.
Indeed.
And thank you.